Ladies and gentlemen, the Pleb is back. In today's report, well, it is happening again as Canadian newcomers have once again been caught illegally fishing in our rivers. Also tonight, Jagmeet Singh gets absolutely roasted on the floor of the House of Commons with people screaming out, "Come at me, bro," during his speech. Also tonight, Stephen Colbert attacks Pierre Poilievre and calls him the Trump of Canada. And the Conservative leader from British Columbia says he regrets taking the shots, and the left lose their mind. You won't want to miss tonight's story. Stick around. Welcome to your Tuesday report. Canada, we have a serious problem. And it's not just in Canada, it's in the entire West in general. A couple of weeks ago, I reported on some Canadian newcomers illegally fishing in our rivers using nets, hoping that this would help, raise awareness for the problem, that this problem would go away. But guess what? It hasn't. It happened again. A YouTuber by the name of Pete Fisher caught this footage here in the town of Port Hope, which is not too far from the other incident in Bowmansville, with both of these towns being outside of Toronto. Let's go look at this footage. What is that? Are they fishing with like blankets this time? Last time it was with large nets, and it looks like they are poaching fish with blankets. Oh man. You know what's sad about this is that I believe they are catching salmon that are spawning upriver, which is illegal. The only people who can do that are Native Americans, but they are doing it, breaking the law. It's kind of wild. They're getting the salmon out of the blanket. Look at this. Oh, wow. Look at that. The catch of the day right here, folks. A gigantic salmon that was illegally poached in our rivers. If I did this, they would seize my house. They would seize my boat. I would go to jail. But them is probably not even going to see any consequences. Unbelievable. Now, the people who actually paid for their fishing license and follow the law are probably literally screaming at their televisions watching this right now, and I don't blame them, especially considering we had footage 10 days ago of this happening. So it's definitely a pattern. This incident happened about 20-25 kilometers away from the other place in Doug Ford's, Ontario.
You guys know that's very illegal, eh? You guys know this is very illegal, what you guys are doing? What's your guys' names?
Unbelievable.
You're netting fish, yeah. You're netting fish, which is extremely illegal. You go to jail for that. Do you guys understand that?
No.
I've been videotaping you guys for a while. What's your guys' names?
Now, the real question in all this is, who do we blame for this? Do we blame the newcomers, who possibly don't even know the rules in Canada? Some people seem to think that they're doing this on purpose with no care in the world. I kind of have my doubts on that one. But one thing is for sure, we could blame the government for this. They are bringing people over here from third world places who probably don't know that this is not okay. Like, it's on our government to educate them, teach them you can't poach in the rivers, you can't just hunt wherever you want, and most importantly, you can't poop on the beach. Now, when I see newer arrivals poaching in our rivers, pooping in public, it really bothers me. It just stings that much more. When we as Canadians open our doors and show you our generosity, and you just come to our country with this lawless behavior, it truly feels like a slap in the face. But don't worry, folks. Jagmeet Singh's parody account has absolutely no problem with this, and says that he fully supports illegal fishing in Canada as long as it's done by immigrants. Canadians, however, should not be able to enjoy our country's resources unless I tax them to death. Well played. And while we're on the topic of handouts and welfare, well, Doug Ford came out today and made a major announcement in which he told homeless people to get off their ass and start working like everyone else.
Do you know what the best way to get people be able to get out of the encampments, get out of homeless? Get an application and drop it off one of these companies and start working. You need to start working if you're healthy. Bottom line, if you're unhealthy, I'll take care of you the rest of my life. Your life will take care of you. But if you're healthy, get off your ASS and start working like everyone else is. Very simple.
Wow. Nice. Doug Ford W. Now, I'm not the biggest Doug Ford fan in the world, and to all those wondering why Doug Ford is so popular, well, this clip is the reason why. This is the way the majority of us think. We don't like lazy people. We don't like leeches. We don't like dependents. If you can work, get off your ASS and contribute to society. Now let's take things over to Trudeau's appearance last night on Stephen Colbert. And I'm not going to play Trudeau's long answers. I just want to make 2 quick points here, okay? We'll get through this. I want you guys to hear this from last night where Stephen Colbert, the gigantic POS, accuses Pierre Poilievre of being a fascist and compares him to Trump. Listen to this.
Here's one thing, it's something that I'm sure that comes quite clearly when the UN General Assembly is that the far right.
First of all, why is Trudeau crossing his legs? Well, we already know that, but he's crossing his legs again.
And flirtations with fascism, at the very least, is rising across the globe. Even in Canada, your Conservative Party leader, your opponent there, has been called Canada's Trump. And I'm sorry about that. It's
funny. The left always reverts to the Trump card. It's like their brains are completely broken. But the funniest part about all of this is that Trump has a higher approval rating in Canada than Justin Trudeau does amongst Canadians. And in our last clip here from the interview, Stephen Colbert asked Trudeau about when he was a teacher, and apparently he didn't look too comfortable with that question. Look at this.
When you were younger, you were a teacher, and among other things, and you said that you just didn't see your future in politics. What changed?
Well, he does not look comfortable. Look at this. What changed? Trudeau gets up. What is his ass itchy or something? What is he doing? Why is he getting up like this? And also now he goes for the nose scratch? What a sit up and a nose scratch. He didn't like that question. Definitely super obvious. Look, man, people have questions and I think they're legitimate, and Trudeau did not look like he enjoyed that. Just like the time last year when Pierre Poilievre asked him the same question on the floor of the House. Let's bring it back.
Yes, Mr. Speaker, I was a high school teacher before getting into politics, and I'm having a little trouble remembering what exactly the job that the Leader of the Opposition had before getting into politics.
Yes, and he left right in the middle of the semester, and I'm having trouble remembering why.
Oh!
Now, Mr. Speaker. He certainly wasn't a math teacher. He certainly was not a math teacher. His own finance minister says the deficits pour fuel on the inflationary fire, right before she introduced $60 billion more deficit spending measures. How much will that add to the inflation rate Canadians have to pay? How much?
The Right Honourable Prime Minister.
And I'm having a hard time understanding why. That clip kills me every single time. Now let's move things over to the floor of the House of Commons, where Jagmeet Singh was giving a speech yesterday and got hilariously trolled by people screaming at him, "Come at me, bro," after he literally said that on the floor last week. Let's watch the clip. Jagmeet's about to get cooked.
The honourable member from Burnaby South. $100 for a doctor's appointment.
Did you guys hear that? Did you hear the "come at me, bro" there in the background?
For a doctor's appointment. For-profit corporations like Loblaws are forced.
Oh, Jagmeet had to stop talking. Now let's watch the rest of the clip here. Look at Andrew Scheer here in the bottom. Every time it gets chaotic on the floor, he's always loving every moment of it, man. He lives for this.
Colleagues,
Colleagues.
It's important for the person who has the floor to take the floor so that the speaker can hear the question and making sure that they get a clear answer. The honourable member from Burnaby South. $100 for...
Come at me, bro. Come at me. Oh, poor Jagmeet. And that's not even the worst L he took, as yesterday reports were emerging that the NDP are completely broke. Shout out to the amazing Zoltan who dug out this document, but apparently the NDP are broke. Like they only have $389,000 in cash. Now, the British Columbia NDP have 10 times that, but over at NDP headquarters, they ain't got no money. Maybe it's time for Jagmeet to pawn some of those Rolexes. In our next story of the night, CTV News was once again busted, spreading misinformation and spreading lies. And guess what? We have the receipts. According to this, CTV News wanted to make this non-confidence vote seem like that was a vote on dental care instead of a vote of non-confidence in the Trudeau government. They literally altered the words to make it seem like this was going to be about dental care, trying to push their agenda once again. And this comes only 1 week after they purposely left off a conservative candidate from the television screen while talking about a super important by-election. Wow, CTV sure does seem to make a lot of mistakes. And in an extremely enjoyable turn of events, CTV had to go and issue a retraction on air. Let's go watch and laugh at these fools. Oh, they are so disgraceful.
Last night in a report on this broadcast, we presented a comment by the official opposition leader Pierre Poilievre that was taken out of context. It left viewers with the impression the Conservative non-confidence motion was to defeat the Liberals' dental care program. In fact, the Conservatives have made it clear the motion is based on a long list of issues with the Liberal government, including the carbon tax. A misunderstanding during the editing process resulted in this. A
misunderstanding during the editing process. Yes, just like it was a misunderstanding, leaving the Conservative candidate off the screen. It's all misunderstandings.
Misrepresentation. We unreservedly apologize to Mr. Poilievre and the Conservative Party of Canada. We regret this report went to air in the manner it did.
You don't regret anything. The only thing you regret is getting caught. And after this embarrassing retraction, on the floor of the House of Commons today, Pierre Poilievre absolutely blasts CTV and basically pulled no punches.
And that's why we have a common sense plan to axe the tax, build the homes, fix the budget, and stop the crime. Axe the tax. This will be a carbon tax referendum, a carbon tax election. And I know that the media has worked hard to try and avoid me saying the words carbon tax, as we saw in the extremely dishonest and fraudulent report from Bell Media-controlled CTV, who's a company that is whose bonds have been downgraded to near junk status as its overpaid CEO empties the books to pay his wealthy friends an unacceptably and unrealistically high dividend. But the reason why he and his other cronies of that company are going after me is because he knows that I'm standing up for the people against the crony capitalists and insiders like him.
Thank you. And the fake news were not done just there. Now we'll move things over to the other side of the country in British Columbia, where our left-wing media are having a meltdown over the BC Conservative leader saying he regrets getting the jab. As you see here from Global BC, on Monday, the BC NDP shared a video of BC Conservative leader John Rustad admitting he wishes he had never received the jab. Read more. Okay, these leftists are completely out of touch. Let's go watch the clip that they are having a meltdown over. All right, here we go.
I had a conversation with Dr. Bonnie Henry and then realized that, wait a second, something doesn't seem to be quite right with this, especially when we got into the mandates on vaccines.
Yes. When they made us forcefully take them, something was definitely not right about that.
Now, I've had 3 shots of the vaccine. I wish I hadn't, quite frankly.
Boom! You know what? I respect this man tremendously. Being able to admit you were wrong is something I absolutely can respect. Justin Trudeau could never do this, and neither could Jagmeet Singh. This is a sign of a good leader.
That's one of the things that's changed in my thinking. The so-called vaccine, the COVID
the so-called vaccine, wow, based
mRNA shots. When I talked to Bonnie Henry about it, I started to realize that it wasn't so much about trying to get herd immunity or trying to stop the spread, but it was more around shaping opinion and control on the population.
Wow. I like this guy. One thing the left doesn't understand is once the mandates were dropped, well, people stopped taking the shots. Yes, the vast majority of Canadians are what they would call anti-vaxxers. And I don't know about you guys, but the majority of people I know in my circles in the real world told me they only took it because they were forced to, because they didn't want to lose their jobs. They had kids to feed. They had mortgages to pay. They wouldn't have taken this. They were forced to. And if anyone from John Rustad's team is watching this, let him know he's welcome to come on my show. I want to see a conservative government in British Columbia badly. And this guy, well, he speaks for me. He is humble. He appears to be a critical thinker. We need more of these kind of people in government, not the woke cultists that we have now. And one of the questions I would ask John if he came on my show is, what does he think about tampons in men's washroom? Because this week, it happened again. We are once again seeing tampons in men's washrooms at our Canadian military bases, and this time it was in Wainwright, Alberta. Look at this. Oh, yeah. Free tampon. Free tampon. And what's that? Free maxi pad, I guess? They got both, guys. They got tampons or maxis for men. Yeah, right beside the urinal. Don't those tampons go so great right beside a urinal? This stuff drives me nuts. I'm a simple man. At the end of the day, I will vote for whoever gets rid of this woke absolute insanity. Whoever wants to make their campaign about getting rid of tampons in men's washrooms, I will vote for. I'm really that simple. And in our last story of the night, 2 great men who are fighting against woke right now met yesterday, and the left is having a meltdown. Elon Musk was spotted meeting with the great Javier Milei of Argentina yesterday, and he was wearing a black MAGA hat. Look at this. There's no audio on the clip here. But yes, they had a meeting. Apparently, Milei seems to like his hat a lot. Elon's pointing at it. But yes, great admiration for the black MAGA cap. Amazing. And for those of you who couldn't see it in the video, myself included, this is it. It's the new black dark MAGA cap. Make America great again. hat on Elon Musk. It just looks so good, doesn't it? All right, guys, we're going to wrap up today's show, but tell me in the comments down below, what did you guys think of this new footage of Canadian newcomers illegally fishing in our rivers? Are they the ones to blame, or is it our government, or is it both? I'm really curious. If you guys made it this far in this video, you are a legend. And if you want to support this channel, you already know how to do it, and you already are doing it by watching the video. But if you want to support more, smash the like, drop a comment, share this video with your friends, tell your friends about the Pleb on YouTube. You could buy a $5 Canadian membership. My name is the Pleb, and I'll see you at the next one. Peace.
Springfield, they're eating the dogs, the people that came in. They're eating the cats. They're eating the pets of the people that live there.